be willing to invest. You're going to have to be willing to invest. They used to have a saying when I used to be out there shooting dice on the street, playing cards out there. They used to have a saying called "Scared man don't make no money." You got to be willing to invest in yourself. I talked about investing. I talked about reading books. That's one of the ways to invest in yourself. What does it say? Let me go to my favorite wisdom book of all wisdom books. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus. All right? Ecclesiasticus, go to the book of Sirach. Ecclesiasticus. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 38 and verse number 24. Write this scripture down, please. It said, the wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure, and he that have little business shall become wise. The wisdom of a learned man cometh by the opportunity of leisure. Listen, what are you doing in your leisure time? You got to be willing to invest in yourself during the leisure moments. While you could be sitting there with your phone on the Black Mirror, going up and down, scrolling for hours, wasting time, you could be investing in yourself, reading books, positive information. All right, that scripture was Ecclesiasticus 38:24. Be willing to invest in yourself. Be willing to invest in your family, life insurance. This is one of the best ways. If you're a man on this line and you got a wife and you do not have life insurance, you should be ashamed of yourself. And I'm not trying to bash anybody. I'm just saying it as a real. If you love this woman that you say that you love, and you don't got a plan or a policy put in place that if something happens to you, you don't have her covered, you don't really love that woman like you say you do. You don't really love her like you say you do. You mean this woman that you've been with ain't worth $20, $30, $40, $50 a month to invest in y'all future? If something accidentally happens to you, you don't love her like you say you do. Invest in yourself, invest in your family. All right, they got stocks, they got money market accounts, they got annuities. Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 11. We almost done. For those people that's like, woo-wee, man. I didn't know this was going in this direction. This is it, y'all. We closing it out for today. And please do not mistake my passion for pride. I'm a very passionate person when it comes down to sharing the word of the Most High. Ecclesiasticus chapter 11, verse number 1. It said, cast thy bread upon the waters, for thou shalt find it after many days. Let's jump to number 4. He that observed the wind shall not sow, and he that regardeth the clouds shall not weep. What is this scripture saying? He that regards the wind shall not sow, and he that regards the clouds shall not reap. If you're waiting for situations to be favorable for you to invest, you will never invest. If you are waiting for the winds to be right, if you're waiting for the clouds to be everything to be perfect, you are going to be one of those people who go to the richest place in the world, which is the graveyard. Why will I say the graveyard is the richest place in the world? Because it's a place where everybody went with all those $1 million ideas that they never did nothing with. All the dreams. Imagine you laying in your bed. The great motivational speaker Les Brown said this. Imagine you laying in your deathbed, and what comes huddling around you in the hospital is all those dreams, all those visions. They came as people huddling around you at your bed. And they came around you, and they looked at you, and they was frustrated, and they said, and they knew that you was about to die, and they said that we have to die with you because you did nothing with us. Woo! Let that sit in for the people in the back row. You can't be afraid to invest. Scared man don't make no money. All right. Number 4, he that observed the winds will not sow. He that regards the clouds will not reap. That's for you all and over analytical people out there. You're sitting there. You gotta study for 5 or 10 years before you do something. Listen, I approach sales, I approach investing as if the way I would talk to a woman in my former life. It's either you gonna tell me yes or no. Let's not make this too complicated. I don't have to be thinking about, I gotta think about everything I'm gonna say to her. She's over at the gas pump and getting her gas. I got to think about all the right things to say. And by the time I'm ready to approach her, she done drove off now. I don't have to do that no more. I'm just saying back in my old days. You know what I'm saying? Some of you all got analysis paralysis. You're overthinking everything in life. And you wonder why you're struggling. You wonder why you at where you're at. You got to trust in the Most High sometimes. Some of you all want to see everything play out from A to Z. That's not how the Most High works. When you go through the scriptures, he showed them, I will lead you here. He said, he told Abraham, as far as your eyes will see, I will give you this land. But when Abraham continued to march further, he began to tell you this land will be for your children and their inheritance. The Most High will show you a visual, and he will show you, he will give you a glimpse of what your future is, and then he will show you little by little how to get to that level. Let's continue though. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 11. Now hold up, let's stay in Ecclesiastes. Hold up, I'm almost finished. So Ecclesiastes chapter 11 and verse number 5. I'm gonna read verse 4 again. He said, he that observed the wind shall not sow, he that regards the clouds shall not reap. As thou knowest not in the day which way is the spirit, nor how the bones grow in the womb of her that's without child. Even so thou knowest not the works of the Most High. Number 6, in the morning sow thy seed, and in the evening withhold not thy hand, for thou knowest whether shall prosper, either is this or is that, or is both alike good. It's not for you to sit back here and try to figure out which one of your investments are going to prosper. Which one of your investments are going to shoot up? It's for you to sow the seed. Elder Hosea and Talia D talk about sowing the seed. It's for you to sow the seed in the ground. You don't know which one is going to do good, but it's your job to invest. I'm not here. I'm gonna throw this as a disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor, so please don't try to sue me. It's up to you where you decide to put your money. In a money market account, annuities, stocks, cryptos, trades. I invested myself. I got life insurance. I got some other things. Cash value life insurance is on the radar, and we got some other different investments. Real estate, that's prime real estate. We want to get more properties. These are some of the things that I'm focusing on, and I'm not afraid to cast my bread out to the waters. Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 24. We almost finished. Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 24. There is that scattereth and yet increaseth, and there is that withholdeth more than is meet, but it tendeth to poverty. Let me read this one more time and let me slow down a little bit. Proverbs 11 and 24. There is the one that scattereth, he sows his seeds all kind of places. There is the one that scattereth and yet increaseth, and there is he that withholds more than is meet, but it tendeth to poverty. So the person that's out there scattering his seeds in the ground, the person that's out there agricultural, going out there putting their seeds in the ground, they're not sitting over there being afraid. The person that's over there investing their money, they're scattering in the world of business, they call it diversification. They're scattering their seeds. They are not afraid. But the second person, he said, and there's that withhold more than what is meet, and it leads to poverty. So that person that's trying to be the miser, that person that's trying to be the stingy person, that person that's afraid to spend money because they don't know where the next dollar coming from. That person that's afraid to spend because they really don't trust in the Most High in his flow of money. That's why they call it currency, because it's a current. It's supposed to flow like water. But the person that holds on tight, they are afraid. The person that holds on tight, they don't really trust in the Most High. Let me go ahead and give you something from the book of Tobit real quick. This is not in the 4 main wisdom books, but I'm going to pull from here real quick. This is the wisdom of Tobit that he gave to his son, Tobias. All right? Tobit chapter 4, verse number 7 and verse number 8. Let's go here for a second. Tobit chapter 4, verse 7. Give alms of thy substance, and when thou givest alms, let not thy eye be envious, neither turnest thou the face from any, neither turn thy face from the poor, and the face of the Most High shall not be turned away from thee. Number 8, if thou hast abundance, give alms accordingly. If you have but a little, be not afraid to give according to that little. Why? For thou layest up a good treasure for thyself in the day of thy necessity. So the person that's scared to give, the person that don't want to sow into ministries, the person that want to be all tight, the person that don't want to invest in their marriage, that person it's going to lead them to poverty. The thing that they're trying to hold on, they're going to end up giving it up. They're going to end up messing it all up. because they really don't trust in the supply, the Most High.